I'm not gonna lie, this one scares me. It's one of those ones that gets under your skin, and for some reason, I keep thinking about it, even after I've finished reading it. So let us see if we can get this one out of our heads by sharing it with others. Every night at 2:44 a.m., his doorbell rings. It's never anyone there. No footsteps, no car, silence. He thought it was just some sick prank. But after 2 weeks, he decided to check the footage. There was a man in a dark suit standing on his porch. He had no face. It was just a black void where his face should be. His eyes were also completely black. This is what the man saw when he checked the video. He went back to watch the other videos from the past few weeks. At first, he couldn't see anything because all the footage was deleted. But then he noticed that every single time the doorbell was pressed, something would appear in the corner of the footage. It was a man in a suit, but he was always turned away. He was never facing the camera. Okay? The next day, he installed a new smart doorbell. Okay? This time, it had a camera with much better resolution. He also put up a floodlight so he could see everything clearly. That night, the bell rang again at 2:44. He didn't want to scare himself, so he kept himself away from the door. He watched through the live feed on his phone. Okay? It was the same man in the suit. He stood silently for 5 minutes, still not saying a word. He continued to stare at the camera. Then he took a step back and disappeared from view. The man stayed like that for a couple more seconds before turning off the light. He must have gotten scared or something because he hasn't come back since. He later looked through the video and was shocked. Why? Because the man was missing his face and eyes. He was only able to see a gaping black hole where his face should be. He wasn't sure how long the man had been standing there, but he did know that he hadn't moved at all. The man who lived in the house felt a shiver go down his spine. What was going on here? Why was this man visiting him every night? Is this some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't very funny. He really wished he could ask the man what he wanted, but he was too scared to do so. He couldn't sleep well at night, and that was making him depressed. He started having panic attacks and seeing a therapist. He really needed to know what was going on, but he was afraid of what he might find out. One day, he decided enough was enough. He was going to get to the bottom of this mystery. As soon as it started getting dark, he locked himself in his house. He knew the man would come sooner or later, so he waited. After about an hour, he heard a knock on the door. He was scared, but he knew that whatever happened next could help him move forward. With his hands shaking, he approached the door. He looked through the peephole and saw the same man in the suit. It was hard to make out his features because of the darkness outside, but he seemed to be floating. It was like he wasn't touching the ground. He knocked again. This time, the man didn't wait. He immediately opened the door. The moment he did, the man in the suit stepped inside. He didn't say a word. He just kept staring straight ahead. He seemed to glide through the house like he was on air. He followed the man until he reached the kitchen, and it was then that he noticed something strange. The floorboards beneath him seemed to be dissolving. It was like they were made of sand. He lost his balance and fell to his knees. He tried to stand back up, but he couldn't. The more he struggled, the faster the floor disappeared. He was being pulled inside the house. And the man in the suit spoke. He said, "You don't need to be afraid. I won't hurt you." The man in the doorway asked, "Who are you?" "How did you get in my house?" The man in the suit replied, "I'm here to take you away." "You've done nothing wrong. It's just that your world has ended." At that moment, the man in the doorway understood. The man wasn't there to hurt him. He was there to welcome him to hell. One of the scariest parts of this story is that the man actually believed that the suit was real. It's like he was immune to anything physical. Even if the man had punched him, he wouldn't have felt a thing. Some people might think that the man was hallucinating, but there's no evidence to support this theory. He actually checked the video footage, which means he wasn't dreaming. It's possible that he was being targeted by a supernatural entity, but that's just a guess. What's really interesting is that the man didn't try to fight back. He didn't even try to escape. He just accepted his fate and let himself be taken away. This suggests that he was either completely paralyzed by fear, or he knew that there was no point in resisting. He knew that whatever was happening to him was inevitable. In the end, we're left wondering why the man was chosen. Atid, what do you do to deserve this fate? Is there something that we don't know about him? Fortunately, the story doesn't provide any answers. We're just meant to be scared. The story is effective because it plays on our fears of the unknown. We don't know what's out there in the darkness, and that's what makes it so scary. It's also effective because it's so realistic. Things like this can happen in real life, and that's what makes it so disturbing. Overall, this is a great horror story that will leave you feeling uneasy. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, I have another video right here that I think you'll love. And if you want more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.